Hi everyone, today we have another Agentforce special edition. Do you work with different languages? It is a nightmare to support different language in general. So let's see Agentforce translate it in practice. I'm Thiago Schmitz, Salesforce Core Cloud Executive. I will conduct this friendly chat with our special guest Santiago Gorostiaga, a solution engineer at CloudGaia, who will present this interesting scenario to us. Welcome, Santi.
Hi, Tiago. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me again. It's been a pleasure for me to be able to share some amazing content about Agentforce with you guys. So thank you.
For sure, it's a pleasure to us, Santi. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and activate the bell to receive alerts about our new videos. Well, since last Dreamforce, we have released some interesting videos regarding that, maybe interesting to your business or learning. I will leave the link to these videos in the video's description. We have a video speaking about Agentforce for sales and service, another for commerce, another for data cloud, and there is another one with Santi. We see him interacting with Agentforce, creating summaries and actions using Agentforce. Quite interesting, worth to see. So now we can start. Santi, I know you brought the scenario to show to us, so the stage is yours.
So the idea for today is to show you some functionality about translations, as Tiago mentioned, and we're gonna show you only one slide with the demo overview, so you can understand the scenario, and then we're gonna jump into into a Salesforce org, and we're gonna show you how this works, and then after we finish with the functionality, we're gonna show you the behind the scenes, how this has been made. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you this slide. The idea is to have this Salesforce user logging into the Salesforce platform, and we're gonna see one account and a couple of meeting notes that has been created for this account, right? It could be for any meeting that, for example, sales rep have with this account, with some contacts from this account. We're gonna see that this meeting notes has been already created and had content in English, and we are gonna use Agentforce and the assistive agent in order to send the content to the agent in English and request to be translated in the language that we want. In this case, is gonna be Spanish, and we can test it in some other languages like Japanese, for example. And how this is gonna work is that the assistive agent is gonna leverage a flex prompt template that is doing the behind the scenes translations, and we're going to see that. And also it's of course using the Atlas engine, the reasoning engine from Salesforce, to understand the request and use some actions, a couple of standard and two custom actions that I created in order to do the translation, and not only do the translation, but also save it in a field that I specifically created for these demo purposes. So now we are going to jump into the Salesforce org. So now we are already logging into Salesforce. As you can see here, we are logging as, for example, a sales rep in the sales app. We are seeing the layout for an account. We can see that it has a lot of information about this account, and we're going to jump into the financial information because here is where I place my meeting notes with this account. So as you can see here, we have different meeting notes. All of them are in English. I'm going to open one, and we can see that we have the meeting content and we have the meeting content translation field. So there are different options, but I choose to use the assistive agent because this is completely dynamic. I can directly say to the agent, translate this into this language, for example, Spanish or Japanese, and I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to create any fields to say the language I want. I don't have to do anything else. So it's completely dynamic and it's really easy to do it. So now we are going to open Agentforce, the assistive agent, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna paste, translate the meeting note. For example, here we have the meeting note 05 to Spanish and save it, right? I'm gonna hit enter. And the reasoning engine is gonna analyze the request and it's gonna tell us what it's doing in each step. So after a couple of seconds, what we're gonna see is that we have the translation in Spanish for this meeting note, this content. And as you know, the LLMs are really good doing translations. It's not like the Google Translator. It gets information about the context. So now also I can interact with the meeting note. If I hit refresh, yeah, we're gonna see that this field has been already populated with the meeting content translation in Spanish. I think it's really good. I did Spanish because it's my mother tongue. That's why, but we can do it in another language in case we want. And we can interact with the meeting note. Like, of course, we can do summaries, all the stuff that we want. So now what we are gonna do is just open the agent again, and I'm gonna translate, for example, to Japanese. Yeah, same prompt, but saying to translate to Japanese. And instead it's gonna analyze the request, and again, it's gonna do a translation and save it into the meeting content. We give Instant 1 second, finishing up. Once it finishes, we're gonna see that we have all the information in Japanese, and we have several different languages. That's one amazing functionality that we have. Yeah, we can analyze the meeting again. Nowadays the assistive agent has some recommendations and is using the actions that it's capable of doing in order to recommend you what to do next, right? So this is also a good functionality. But I'm gonna hit refresh and we're gonna see that the meeting content has been translated into Japanese. Yeah, so
And looking for this scenario, we can think, for sure you use the prompt because it's dynamic, but you can have, for example, everything done in different language and translating to English, and you have your database fully in English. So there are different possibilities, so you can use,
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So here we have all the information in Japanese, as we saw. And now the idea is to show you a little bit about how this has been configured. So we're going to jump into the agent builder. And here you can see the how this assistive agent has been configured. First, we define a topic, that we have here, that is translate a meeting note, for example. And I'm gonna open this topic, and we're gonna see all the information. We have the description of this topic is in order to translate meeting content to any given language by the user. Then we have define the scope, and is to translate meeting notes in a specific language, and it's gonna use, here we are telling the agent to use a specific action that I created. And then we have some instructions in order to limit the scope and tell the agent what actions to use in each scenario, in each case, set some boundaries, some limitations, all the stuff that we need in order to perform this translation, and also to save this translation into the field that we saw in the demo. Right? So as any other agent, we define instructions, scope, and the description. Then I'm going to quickly show you the actions. I'm using a couple of standard actions, the query records and identify records and objects by name. And these two custom actions, one is a flow in order to update the translation content. And in order to do the translation, I'm using prompt action. I'm using a prompt template that I created with Prompt Builder in order to translate the content of the field, right? So I'm gonna jump now into the Prompt Builder. There are other options, but I found this very easy to do it, so that's why we have this one for these demo purposes. Here we have this prompt template that is a flex prompt template that is using two parameters. One is the meeting note in order to get the content from in English or in any corresponding language of the meeting note. And then we have this translation language, that is the field that the information that is going to come from the user when we are saying to translate to Spanish, Japanese, or whatever. So the only thing that I'm doing in the program is really simple and easy, is using the input, the translation language, and the content of the meeting note. And that's it, right? Only with that we can create this functionality. And I think that's the key of this functionality, is the simplicity, right? The simplicity of how we do it, and the amount of different languages that we can use. So basically, for example, one quick test here, you can do a preview and say, for example, meeting node, and translate node to Spanish, for example. We can test the inputs and preview. It's going to run, trigger this prompt, and this is the same prompt that is being used by the agent in the one that we saw before. Yeah. So here you can see the resolution. What is doing is replacing the input translation language here to Spanish, that is here, and the meeting node content is getting the meeting node content from the meeting node that I'm sending here in this parameter. That's why you will see all the information here. And as you can see, this is a translation. Yeah, this is what we are using in the actual sales application in using the assistive agent. And this, I think that's it. That's pretty much it. This is all that I have to show you this time.
Amazing, Santi. It's simple, it's easy, it's flexible. So there are many different scenarios that this can be used, and without the need of integration, to translate to other languages, without complexity. So it's pretty useful, So first of all, I would like to thank you to bring this scenario to us, and you are already invited to come back whenever you want to bring other scenarios or other content to us. And just tell us how to find you on social media.
Yeah, thank you so much, Yao, for having me. Thank you for the invitation, and it's always a pleasure to share some content with you. And you can find me on LinkedIn as Santiago Gorostiaga. Anything you want to know or anything you want to share, I will be more than glad to help. So thank you again, Tiago.
And if you want, add me on LinkedIn as well, Thiago Schmidt. I will leave our links in the video's description to make it easier to everyone. And add CloudGaia there as well. At CloudGaia on LinkedIn, Instagram, all social media you can find there. Thank you again, Santi, and see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.